Welcome to AskTrent, where I answer your questions so that you know that you're not alone in this journey. And there are two questions in this episode. The first question came from a mom who's playing brain speed ball with her child, and she asked, how do I keep this fun? And this is a very important question. You see, because for me, fun is required. It is the secret weapon for this whole game, because your brain will be more willing to play the game and engage with the process if it's fun. You'll get better results. You'll achieve what you're looking for because the brain will be more open and receptive to the game and to the results. So keeping it fun really is essential. It's just required. If you get to a point where it's not fun, it's time to change the game. It's time to find a new way to make it fun. So let me tell you one of the ways that I love to make this fun. So this has to do with before and after testing. So I want to before and after test something that the child already loves to do. So it's not really about the brain speed ball or the fire up your brain programming, but it's about something they already love to do. Whether they love to run or they love to play a sport, they love an activity, they want to be able to sit and relax because they just love to have a quiet mind. They love to ride their bike, whatever it is, something that they love to do that they want to get better at. You have them do that thing for several minutes. That's your before. And you can just talk about how it looks to you as the outside observer. Ask them to notice what it feels like for them to do that activity. And then you play a game of brain speed ball, tapping into all of the resources that you might know to keep this game engaging. And then you go back and you test that same activity. And you as the observer can see what maybe has improved or changed. And the child can then share with you what they might be noticing that's different. And this is a situation where you're not really looking to coach them and say, oh, do you feel this or do you feel that or does it feel better? But it's more of a discovery. So the question that I would have you ask the child is, what do you notice? So compared to the first time you practiced to practicing this thing you love now, what are you noticing? And whatever they're noticing is right. There's not a wrong way to do this. There's no way to fail this. So this is just before and after testing, very simple, something they love to do already, that you're tapping into that love, that passion they might have, and taking advantage of the fact that you can grow that joy by using the brain speed ball. So give it a try. And if you have more questions on that, or you want to share an example, please put it in the comments or post it on the Facebook group page here. And other people would certainly learn by your experience or maybe have some comments to share. So the second question is, what else can I do besides just stand and play catch? And you see, this is also a great question because this taps into another rule with the brain speed ball and the whole Fire Up Your Brain platform, and that has to do with creativity. Because if, for example, you're playing this game and you're standing back and forth and you're kind of getting bored, you're not really sure what to do with it, you lost the fun, it doesn't feel creative, and so you don't get the results you're looking for. So I'll tell you, there are a couple things you can do. You could play a word association game where when you catch the ball, you have your child or you call out a word that begins with that letter. Or if your kid's into numbers, then you catch the ball and you call out the number, and the next time you catch the ball, you add. So then you say the sum. So if you caught a 4, and the next time they caught a 2, instead of saying 2, they would say 6 because you'd be adding them together. Then when they catch a 5, they'd say 11, and they would just continue adding and going on from there. But it really is more than just having a library of games to play. And it's great. It's great to have resources and a library of games to play. And that's really, why the Fire Up Your Brain program exists, to give you a launch pad. But that launch pad is for you to then be creative. So here's what I would suggest. I would actually give your child a little bit of an assignment and say, okay, go off on your own and come up with your own game using the ball. And when you're ready, you're going to come back and then teach it to me. So that's fun. That gets them to spark some creativity. It also takes the responsibility off of your shoulders to be the leader in this situation. You can play the game with them, and really you're playing together. And ultimately, I think it's a little bit of a healthier situation and less pressure for you as the adult or the parent or the coach to be playing the game with them, so that it's not about them doing it right and you telling them that it's right or wrong, but it's that you're both just playing a game. So give them that little homework. Go create your own game, come back and teach me how to play it. Teach me the rules that you made around this game. And I find that leads to a lot of laughter, that sparks creativity, and takes some of the pressure off of you to have to come up with a game every time. So again, if you have any more thoughts or questions, or you want to share a story of how maybe your child has come up with their own game, post those in the comments or share a video. And I'm sure there's some people in the community that would love to chime in and show some support and love around that and help fill in the gaps. So thanks for tuning in to this episode of Ask Trent. I'll see you next time.